Hello anybody, Don Pollock here with another look back at some of the fun stories I've shared with you from my world. And you have to admit this is a pretty compelling title. Unfortunately, the story is one that went down in flames. I mean, I know you can't predict everything that's going to happen when you're doing a story on turkey hunting, but after getting up at 4 in the morning and going way out to a remote hunting cabin and getting all geared up and trudging into the woods so you can be in position before the sun rises and then sitting there for 4 hours, you want to see some turkeys, right? Which never showed up, so it was everything I could do to figure out some way to salvage the story. Take a look.
Hi. There's many things that people in Western New York do to have fun, and this is one of them. It's not that Al Jolson revivals are that popular here in Olean, but turkey hunting is. And in order to go turkey hunting, you had better be prepared.
It's probably the most exacting sport that I know of in the area of hunting.
Eric Rosengren and Dave Streb have been turkey hunting in the wooded hills outside of Olean for years.
If something does not match with the woods, a turkey will pick it out immediately. Not only is their sight extremely good, but they do see color. That's why the colors of the woods on the face as well as the hat and the pants.
But you not only have to look the part, you have to sound it. Turkey calling is the most important skill that a hunter has to develop. This little plastic diaphragm call is only one of many different kinds, all of them basically simple. This one here uses the same technique as scratching a rusty nail across a blackboard. It takes some practice, but a good caller can use just about anything, even an empty bottle of aspirin with a piece of elastic stretched over the top. For it is the calling that is the real challenge of turkey hunting. A sport where a hunter's most important weapons are his cunning and his finesse. A sport where you don't stalk your prey as much as you outsmart him, and that is not easy.
You can usually figure out what a deer will do, and sometimes what duck and geese might do. You can never figure out what a turkey might do.
The object is not to try to sneak up on a bird, but to fool him into coming right up to you as you sit camouflaged and absolutely motionless in the woods. You wait for a response. You try calling again. The hunters try to duplicate the mating call of a female turkey, hoping for an answer from an amorous male. If one does answer, then luring him closer is where the battle of wits comes in.
Some turkeys will come in immediately when called. Others will stay 150 or 200 yards away and gobble for 15 or 20 or 30 minutes and never come into you. So it's very frustrating. That's why we love to hunt this bird so much.
More than anything else, it does take patience. Even after a whole morning of waiting and calling, it's not uncommon at midday for the score to end up turkeys 1, hunters nothing. But turkey hunters are a unique breed. Even walking out of the woods empty-handed, they look to tomorrow as another day to meet the challenge, and another day to perfect the unique skills needed to hunt the most difficult quarry to be found in New York State. Skills that any turkey hunter will tell you will lead to a truly exhilarating outdoor experience. This is Don Pollock in 7 Country.
So there you go. You can always count on cows to come through for you when you don't quite know how to handle the story. And since we had to go through a cow pasture to get back to our cars, we figured, well, we'll set the camera up on a tripod in a nice steady shot. We'll chase the cows through the frame so they run that way, and then I'll step in front of the camera, pretend like I'm hearing them, run off, and then we just edit it in reverse, and everybody forgets about the fact that you didn't see a single turkey during a story about turkey hunting. Anyway, it came out better than I had hoped at the time, and it's all set to go when the producer comes up to me and looks at the script and says, you can't say this. You can't say they put a condom and stretched it over a Tylenol bottle or whatever that was to make the sound of a turkey. You can't say condom. This is a family show. I mean, you gotta take that out. Take that out. It's the most interesting part of the story right now. But he says, no, you gotta figure out a different way to do it. So I just changed the language. I called it a piece of latex or a piece of elastic or something like that. By the way, I added that graphic now. I mean, this wasn't seen this way when it was shown on TV. Couldn't use the word condom. And this was the early 80s. It was a different time, you know? I mean, if I was doing the story today, I mean, you know, kindergartners today know what condoms are. They have parties and they make balloon animals out of it. You know, second graders tell jokes about, you know, Daffy Duck goes into a drugstore to buy a condom and the pharmacist says, you want me to put that on your bill? And he goes, certainly not. I'll suffocate. Anyway, the ironic thing about this story, where we couldn't find any turkeys, is that 15 years later, I did a story where we couldn't get rid of them.
The sun shines serenely on the rolling landscape of central Bucks County, just outside of Newtown, a place of tranquility and solace.
Or at least it was, until a ruthless, marauding gang changed all that.
And turned their tranquil yards and driveways into a zone of terror and mayhem where everybody knows who owns the street.
They chase joggers. They chase people on bicycles.
The one man got knocked in the ditch. They bother everybody.
I've lived here all my life, and I've never seen a wild turkey. And now this band of 10 or 12 that's been running around here, it's unbelievable.
Turkeys with an attitude.
They had traffic jammed up here the other day.
There's lines of traffic, and people are honking their horns. They just don't want to move, I guess.
A lady got out of the car to chase them, and they chased her up the bank. She couldn't get back in her car. You know, believe me, that's that lady up there. They are nasty.
Of course, you would be too after years of having your thoughts dominated by fear of the holidays. Although it's more likely the fact that it's mating season. And these woodlands have always been their turf. The fact that it's a turf that's been changing in character might be part of the frustration and what happens when good turkeys go bad.
They attack the cars. They trapped my daughter in my mother's car. I had these two men here working on my septic system. They were sitting in the back of a pickup truck, and the turkey were all around them, and they couldn't get down.
My wife was out washing the car a couple of days ago, and they came up and chased her right in the house and came right up our back door here, and were pecking on the back door. And I think if you open the door, they'd walk right in and sit in the oven if you're lucky enough.
Myself, I wouldn't eat them because they, you know what they eat. I think they eat people or something. I don't know.
But one thing is certain, things are sure to get more interesting during this, the first week of turkey hunting season. I'm Don Pollock, Channel 6 Action News.
So I guess whenever it's not turkey hunting season, they come out of the woodwork. I mean, could you believe that? I mean, I was shooting part of this story myself, and I couldn't get far enough away from them to get a wide shot. They would just keep marching toward me, pecking at my legs and everything. I mean, they are the most uncooperative creatures to ever do a story with. I would not recommend it, so I am through. And in the meantime, I'm Don Pollock. I'll see you next time.